If you're planning a wedding, these are some things that I either learned from trial and error at my own wedding or things that I would definitely recommend you do as well. So the hardest part of the process for us for planning was definitely the guest list and narrowing that count down to stay within budget, because even if someone RSVPs and they just don't show up to your wedding on the wedding day, you still get charged, and plot twist, it's gonna happen. So my rule of thumb is if you haven't seen or talked to them in the past year, don't invite them. Obviously, because of COVID especially, there are some exceptions. I have some family out of the country I hadn't seen in a while, but are a big part of my life. I just couldn't see them because of COVID. But basically, I invited grandparents, cousins, aunts, and uncles, but anyone distant, great aunts, great uncles, great second, third cousins, no. Unless you're really close to them, no. Always remember, a wedding is not a family reunion. This is not an excuse for every distant family member to have to come out to your wedding if you haven't seen them or heard from them. So I don't know, especially when it takes away from friends that you wanted to invite. That's something that if I were to do it all over again, I would definitely play by this rule. Of course, there's a few exceptions, but not everyone has to be at your wedding. So we did a last dance. We did a first dance too, but a last dance is basically right before the send-off. Everyone leaves and gets ready to send you off, and you have your last dance with just you and your husband, which was huge. After the ceremony, it was crazy. Everybody wants to come up and talk to you and catch up, which is great, but having that one-on-one time with your husband after the chaos of everything going on and being able to dance to a song that's more you guys, it can be more upbeat, it doesn't have to be a slow song, was really fun. One thing I wish I would have done a little bit more is be more intentional of taking the whole day in, because with the timelines and getting ready and all the chaos going on, all the people in and out of your room when you're getting ready, and at the ceremony and reception, it was hard for me to really sit back and take it all in. I was just so worried about what I had to do next. So I wish I would have really sat for a moment and thought to myself, you need to remember this moment. Spend your time with your girls beforehand. Don't stress is the next one, because on your wedding day, there are going to be some hiccups. It's fine. That's what your wedding crew is there for, whether it be bridesmaids, wedding planner, day of coordinator, family. They're here to help, and nothing at this point can really be changed. So stressing about it is just going to take away from your day. No cake, no problem. Not everyone is going to have a piece of cake at your wedding. I'd say most won't. I spent way too much money on a cake thinking everyone was going to have a piece. Get a dessert table, get a small one-tier cake so you guys can still cut it together. Do not spend a lot of money on a cake. And then last is we had our ceremony and reception all on the same property. So I guess they weren't really in one place. They weren't in the same spot. You still had to walk from each to the other, but it made everything so much easier. This also helps with not needing to cover guest transportation or worry that people are going to be late or lost. Everything was in one place, quick and easy.